Salute, people. Floyd Money Mayweather's career was smoke and mirrors. It was a magic trick. It was an illusion. And when I say that, I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying what he showed you in his lifestyle was a smoke and mirror. He would show you doing the partying, going out, hanging out in the strip clubs and at the clubs, but he wasn't showing you how he didn't drink, how he didn't smoke, how he dedicated his entire lifestyle to the sport of boxing. From the time he was a little one up until the time he was in his 40s, he dominated the sport. He was fighting bigger, younger guys when he turned into Floyd Money Mayweather. So it was smoke and mirrors. A lot of young guys, they wanted to portray a Floyd Money Mayweather from the aspect of his lifestyle, the partying, hanging out, being flashy, flamboyant, having the money, the cars, the women, the things that are usually the man's downfall, because usually a man is going to fall for gluttony of pursuit, of greed, money, women, material things. You know what I'm saying? And Floyd was able to juggle. He was able to juggle, and he was able to show people, look at how I spend this money. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the women. You know what I'm saying? He had like a little, not a coat. I wouldn't say a coat. You know what I'm saying? We'll leave the coat talk for R. Kelly episode. But he had a stable of women. You know what I mean? And it was a point in time where Floyd Money Mayweather was trying to have just the one woman, and that didn't work out too well for him. But at the end of the day, he showed everybody one lifestyle, but he lived another lifestyle that was successful and dominant in the sport of boxing. Preserved his body, preserved his mental, and preserved his physical. It didn't take a lot of punishment, and you can tell that, you know what I'm saying, he always said the same thing consistently. Boxing is more physical than it is mental. I beat my opponents who might be stronger than me, faster than me, more powerful than me, but I beat them because I outthink them. He dedicated his body to the sport of boxing, stayed in shape up into his 40s. You know, like a Manny Pacquiao, he's an athletic enigma. You know what I mean? I said all that to say this. I was watching a Fight Hype interview with Floyd Money Mayweather, and just his response to a younger Errol Spence Jr., who said, you know, if I fought Floyd Money Mayweather in my prime and he was in his prime, I would beat him. I would break down his body, because you can't break down his mental. You can break down his physical with the body attack and then go upstairs to the top. And Floyd Money Mayweather's response to that, and Floyd usually keeps it correct. He usually knows how to address, you know, most questions. He's very articulate when he's talking about boxing. He says, Errol Spence, I'm proud of him, and he said exactly what I would expect for him or any other boxer to say. Anybody that has belief in their ability and dedication and belief in, you know what I'm saying, their career, they're supposed to say that they would be able to beat me in boxing. I'm proud of that, and I take that same, you know, energy and pass that down as a baton into the energy of the sport. Every young up and coming boxer after me and before me should have the mentality to say that they should be able to beat anybody. So for their name to be mentioned in the greats, what's up? For their name to be mentioned with the greats is an honor. But also remember this, because he kind of schooled the younger Errol Spence. He said, I mastered the sport of boxing, not just inside of the ring, but outside of the ring. I had the total package. I encompassed everything, the swagger, the you know what I'm saying, the mental, the you know what I'm saying, he conquered every aspect of the sport of boxing. Physically, took care of his body, took care of his money. You know what I'm saying? He had the type of persona and the type of image that the attracted the, you know what I'm saying, the amount of people that it took to get him to the highest level of the sport. Not to mention, he also gave credit to the four major people that played major roles in his career, which is to say, I didn't do this by myself. So when I'm talking to these younger guys, they got to understand that they can't do it by themselves either. So when you're just talking about being the better, beating Floyd Mayweather, you're not just beating Floyd Mayweather. You're also beating my Uncle Jeff or my Uncle Roger. You're also beating my father, Floyd Sr. You're also beating the, you know, Leonard Ellerby. You're also beating Al Heyman, who molded, you know, my career outside of the sport of boxing. So you're talking about like a four-headed monster. You know, unless you have that kind of team that was loyal to you over the years, then you might not have the same career and legacy that I was able to obtain. Also, physically, if you're not taking care of yourself physically, once you get into your 30s, you're going to notice a change in your body. And when these young lions come up from behind you that already watched you and studied you, and their only goal in life is to defeat you, and somewhere in your, you know what I'm saying, early 20s, early 30s, you was playing around and not taking the sport seriously and not cherishing the temple, where you were polluting the temple, putting, you know, alcohol and smoke and, you know, not the right foods into the body. All that's going to reemerge and show itself when you fighting this young lion that's coming for your throne, and you know you haven't been 100% dedicated to the sport as I was. So basically, I mastered the sport, not just what I do with my hands in the ring, but everything I do outside of the ring. You know what I'm saying? And Floyd Money Mayweather by no means is perfect. He has some stumps. He has some obstacles. He has some fumbles along the way. You know what I'm saying? He was not always. He was never really the media darling. There was points and times, and still to this day, probably one of the most, you know, hated boxers. Not you know, not, he always played like a villain role. He always had to take on more of a villain role. You know, past the pretty boy Floyd, when he went into the Money Mayweather, he took on the villain role, and it created, you know, a lot of people to disdain and wish his downfall. But at the same time, it brought on his persona that was able to sustain his career and make him the multi-millionaire that he is. And he said he's able to articulate and talk that ish. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that he was saying that Errol Spence wasn't, you know, articulate with his vernacular, but he don't have the same type of mentality that's going to bring on the same amount of, you know, he's not as polarizing, should I say. Errol Spence is not as polarizing as a Floyd Money Mayweather. You know, it takes a lot to be Floyd. He's like a combination of all these young guys if they was to come together like on some Voltron. You know what I'm saying? You had to take all of their best qualities and put them together. Like you said, I don't know if there's going to ever be another Floyd Money Mayweather. Just like you don't know if there's ever going to be another Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Rocky Marciano. These guys come once in a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know if you're going to see another Floyd Money Mayweather. Now, truth be told, you're never going to see, you might not ever see another Errol Spence. But so far, there's a lot more fighters that you can compare Errol Spence to now. And we have to see what his career turns out to be. Because like Floyd was basically saying, if you do things the wrong way, then your career is going to be short. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get in your 30s and start breaking down in and outside of the ring. So you have to take all the best qualities of some of these today's boxers. Like you got to take the mentality, the character that Adrian Broner was playing was like a version of Floyd Money Mayweather. But he was a big, even to this day, Adrian Broner is a big draw because of his personality. He is an entertainer, and people always are going to be interested in what he has to do, what he has to say, because Adrian Broner mastered that one part of Mayweather, being an entertainer. But he didn't master everything else about Floyd. He didn't master everything else about Floyd Money Mayweather, so he fell short. Terrence Bud Crawford, he's kind of mastering that Floyd Money Mayweather versatility, diversity, being able to be ambidextrous. Terrence Crawford is a small piece of Floyd Money Mayweather when it comes to that. Errol Spence is a piece of like Floyd Money Mayweather back when he was pre-boy Floyd, when he was breaking down Diego Corrales and breaking down Arturo Gotti. So Errol Spence is a piece of that. You're going to have to take all these things and combine them and put them together to be the next Floyd Money Mayweather. And then also on top of that, have your own signature, you know what I'm saying? You have to have your own signature mentality and persona that's all you. Because you can't be Floyd Money Mayweather, but you can outdo Floyd. He showed you and set the parameter. Floyd Money Mayweather set the bar in the parameter. The only thing you can do is surpass him and continue to surpass him in order for you to be spoken along that legendary status. You know what I'm saying? If you even just come even Steven with him, you'll still be below him because he already set the bar. So even if you match him on the bar, you still didn't do more than what he was supposed to do. And any generation that comes after, you're supposed to outdo and overperform. If somebody shows you how to jump this far, you're supposed to jump further. If somebody shows you how to make this amount of money, you're supposed to make this amount of money. Or else you still haven't mastered what they mastered. You dig what I'm saying? So that's all I got for y'all. Floyd Money Mayweather, his career was smoke and mirrors. Not in a negative way, but in a way that showed you a lifestyle that is, for most people, going to be destructive to their career. He was able to show you, you know what I'm saying, a flashy lifestyle, a villain lifestyle, you know what I'm saying, a chauvinistic lifestyle, chasing women, having a stable of women, having, you know, all these cars, all these mansions, and still be dedicated, still be focused, never eating incorrectly, never gaining a lot of weight, never getting out of shape. And a lot of people give Errol Spence a little bit too much criticism for getting out of shape. My next video is going to have to be look back in time and look at all the boxers that let themselves get out of shape and then try to get back in shape. Look at what happened to Marcos Maidana after he fought Floyd Money Mayweather. Look at Adrian Broner on his Instagram, YouTube videos. Look at that gut. You know what I'm saying? Look at that stomach he didn't put on. Look at all over the history of time. You'll see most fighters never had that dedication to stay in shape year round. And that's saying a lot about Floyd Money Mayweather. Anyways, I don't want to stretch this video out too long. I appreciate y'all time. Y'all be easy, be safe. Till next time, Nocturnal Thoughts. Salute.